Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest, hold on, before I do introduce today's guest, I actually want to say thank you for a great 2025. I hope everyone had a great New Year's, Christmas, whatever you did during that time period, even if it was just chilling, fuck all. I hope you enjoyed doing fuck all because I did a lot of that as well during that time period. But let me go back to introducing today's guest. Today's guest is the true definition of an underdog. He's a family man. Please welcome Harley Davis. Harley, how you been, mate? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good for the second time now. All brilliant.
Yeah, we're definitely not re-recording this intro. Did have some slight camera issues, but we're all good. I think this laptop camera is actually better than the actual camera that I had attached to it. But anyways, before we discuss the upcoming debut show for Rock and Roller Pro Wrestling next month, that is officially sold out. That is legit sold out, and there's actually a waiting list for it. That's fucking awesome for a debut show as well in the UK. We're going to get to know its co-owner, Harley, and how he got into wrestling, how he became a fan, and talk about some of his career highlights. So, Harley, before I do talk about rock and roller, tell me how you became a fan of professional wrestling.
well, how I became a fan through professional wrestling was through my sister's boyfriend. Well, boyfriend at the time. I didn't actually personally watch it back in the day, but I was 14. I found out he does it. I was like, you know what? That's cool. I want to try that as well. And after taking a few bumps at training for LDN, I was like, you know what? I want to keep this up. And then they split up, so I had to stop doing it entirely.
Fair
But
play.
yeah, then I got into backyard wrestling, but they trained people at the same time with this place called RCWA Underground, and it was phenomenal. Loved every second of it.
Is that the Will Ospreay one?
Yes, it was run by Will Ospreay. He owned the whole thing, but it was a backyard wrestling promotion. But as I said, they would train people up, and within the process of training people up, putting on matches, he he would try to guide people, try to make it look like a very professional backyard wrestling show.
Yeah.
And it was so fun back in the day. And I've got to be honest, I would happily go back there in a heartbeat. But things move on, unfortunately.
That's quite rare, mate, because in terms of backyard wrestling, in this day and age, it's almost non-existent, really, because there's so many schools now. So people can
I
just,
know.
okay, I want to train. They literally have so many opportunities now to go to schools. Whereas you may have not had that luxury then. You think, oh, cool, wicked. But then you're also getting trained at the same time on a professional level, but you're having fun doing it on a
Yeah,
backyard level.
it was totally fun, and it took me a long time to improve. I can throw my hats off to that. I don't know why I was like stuck in this bubble, but I enjoyed doing it and everything. If I bumped, I'd just like shell myself up, and I would no
Yeah.
sell things, and it was terrible until suddenly everything kind of clicked in, and it got even better from there. It got to the point where again, Will Ospreay started praising my matches, and he said from how I was to what I developed into, he
Yeah.
thought it was phenomenal, and yeah, would never would go back there in a heartbeat. Sorry, I know I keep saying it, but
Oh,
it was
mate,
one of
that's
them.
cool though. The fact that you've only got, say just Will Ospreay, compliment you and saying that you're improving. I mean, he's a nobody, but
I
but no,
know. I
that's cool,
mean,
man.
oh, trust me, man. There was so many wrestlers that used to go to it, but
Yeah.
uh, they didn't want to keep up with wrestling after the doors got closed, or they didn't really want to put themselves out there in terms of becoming a professional wrestler, so they stopped. But it was kind of upsetting because they were so bloody talented. To be straight up with you, yeah, man. Trust me, if anyone ever gets a minute, go to Vimeo on Google and put in RCWA Underground. I'm not sure if the videos are still up there. That's
Oh,
exactly where I
Vimo,
came
my
from.
God, is that still about? I used to use that in university a lot.
Trust me, that was our go-to thing when we posted everything online. It was
Yeah, man,
brilliant. Yeah.
definitely.
And it was like proper run shows. It
Yeah. What kind of
brilliant.
attendance did you have at these shows?
Um well, it was all just wrestling, like people that was training to wrestle. It was just that was the crowd.
Yeah,
But when it got posted online per view, it got up to 300. We was the most well-known backyard wrestling federation in the UK.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
cool,
was
man.
it was so cool. But we
When
was
you,
all
t
terrible.
I was going to say, in terms of when did you feel, okay, take away sort of the backyard aspect, the professional aspect. When did you find yourself getting more comfortable in that department and feel like, okay, I can actually have a professional match that isn't in the backyard environment?
um, I never did, to be honest. I still feel uncomfortable wrestling to this day in front of like no matter how many people there are. But I kind of get on with it. I'm not even sure if you've even seen my matches. I like to tell this story, but you wouldn't believe it. I'm such a shy person when it
Yeah.
comes to it, and it will still frighten me, even if there's only 30 to, well, over 100 people there. It still scares me to this day.
I think that's a good thing though. And I think it shows that you still have the nerves and that attachment to the shows that you care.
Oh, trust me, wrestling, like, I've had a bit of a hit and miss relationship with it, but I've always loved it.
Yeah.
But my go-to type of wrestling that always draws me back in is 80s, which is weird considering like I'm only 30 and
Yeah.
2025. A lot of people never look up to that, but I absolutely love it.
What about the 80s wrestling do you love? Because there's actually an audience out there
Um,
who they've probably seen a clip of like Hulk Hogan and Warrior, but never really watched any of the shows, or they'd be like, "What the fuck's this? Oh my God, these guys are really huge." That's what they meant. We saw them as larger life superstars, like these animated characters. Everyone had a gimmick. Jake the Snake,
um,
Big Boss Man and Akeem, and it was a wonderful time.
Funny enough, with one of my gimmicks, it was so 80s based. It was based on a face version of Mr. Perfect. And this was a bit of a throwback character I used to do. And every time I'd like do a big move, I'd shout out wrestling or charisma or something like that at the top of my lungs. It was so over, and everyone loved it. But deep down, I'm like, what the hell am I doing half the time?
That was the name then. So you was a babyface version of Mr. Perfect.
Yeah,
Did you have like an opposite?
I was called the wrestling god Harley Davis.
I like that name though, to be fair.
Oh, trust me, the name Harley Davis, it just kind of I literally said that just before having a match. Like, what do you want to be called as? And at the time, I said Harley David, and then the person announced Harley Davis. I was like, you know what, I'm rolling with this. And then the wrestling god just kind of got thrown into it.
Oh, fair play. So it's not because like you've got this, massive interest in motorbikes and Harley Davidson or anything like that. It's just last minute name like Harley David. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, my first name is Harley. Well, outside of wrestling, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Funny enough, my name was actually meant to be called Keanu Reese. Keanu Reese. That's my full name. And yeah, my mum loved Keanu Reeves, and then I swiftly decided against that and called me Harley. So living it
You
large.
had a chance to be the one.
I did have a chance. You know what? I should grow my hair and change my name. I'll see how that goes for me.
I could be speaking to John Wick right now if she just stood by that name.
Could have been, could have done, but instead you're talking to Harley Davis.
But then again, you are the first and the only Harley Davis though, and that's what
Yeah,
matters. And
I
that's what
know.
makes you unique, mate.
Oh, trust me. Saying that though, with in terms of my gimmick, it's it's never really been a gimmick I've always wanted to do when I first started wrestling. I
Yeah.
always wanted to be because I used to be a big guy actually. If you saw me last year, I was a big guy. I lost over 100 pounds not too long ago. I always wanted to be this like I'm short, but I wanted to be this fat guy like just no sold everything and body slammed everyone left, right, and centre.
Taz.
That
Taz wasn't fat. I know. Before someone goes in the comments, ooh. But continue.
oh, trust me, I did love a lot of his wrestling, but and then I got into Dustin Rhodes a little bit too much, and I was like, you know what, I could infuse some of him with my type of wrestling, and then I started this whole underdog thing, and it just stuck.
What makes you an underdog then? But just elaborate more on this persona of being, the definition, as we said in the intro, the true definition of an underdog.
With my wrestling style, I've always been the one to take a lot of heat. Well, this sounds weird. I love taking heat in matches. It's always been my go-to thing, and I like to just do a handful of moves in, but it will be just enough to get a big reaction. But I want the crowd to like feel almost sorry for me. And it works. And what does help as well, my wife always wears my Harley Davis t-shirt as long with all my family. And
Ah,
yeah, and when I come out to the ring, it's the baby that's on me every single time. It all kind of clicks in place. And again, with the wrestling itself, I like to tell a story rather than just trying to throw out as many moves as possible. And it's like even my moves list, as you called it, and I only mainly just do punching and kicks. I don't even suplex people in a match. I don't do any flippy stuff. I like to base it on pure like 80s showing off, but underdog type of style, like
do you know
Dusty
who had a
Rhodes.
successful career of this doing punches and kicks? Maybe a leg drop. Hulk Hogan.
Uh, Funny enough, I didn't really like him back in the day.
Hey.
This
And you
sounds
love the
weird.
80s. Fair play,
I
fair
love
play.
the 80s, but the reason why I just couldn't connect with him.
Yeah,
Um, but I was always looking up to more people like Dustin Rhodes,
yeah.
Mr. Perfect in terms of his selling. He was always my go-to type of character when it came
He's
to like
awesome.
taking moves. Oh, trust me, it was brilliant.
I
Shawn
don't think he was
Michaels
the
as
same though, Mr. Perfect. After the match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam
yes,
91, and his back was fucked, and he took about a year out, and he came back last minute because Ultimate
yeah.
Warrior left. And I think when he came back, and if you even watch like some of his stuff in WCW, he just isn't the same as he was in his
Oh,
prime with Bobby Heenan and the Intercontinental Champion. And I mean that era, just Perfect was probably like the best wrestler in the world, in my opinion. Maybe Bret.
it it does happen with wrestling over time, but it's when you kind of need to truly train and get back into it rather than
Yeah.
just throwing yourself in a match because you're going to get ring rust added to you. And when that happens, sometimes it just don't really go the way you want it to. And again, you just kind of need to train yourself up and put yourself out of that aspect where it's going to become so much worse for you long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were
Um,
saying Shawn Michaels as well. So I'll cut you off a little bit because don't get to talk about Mr. Perfect a lot. So I'm gonna try me in any opportunity I get with that
oh,
one.
happily, happily talk about Mr. Perfect because honestly, I think in terms of his promos, it was one of the best you could ever see.
Mm.
Um, his selling when it came to and his moves as well. Again, that's a lot of what I based my wrestling into, but as well, I did kind of mix in a bit of Bret Hart and this, that, and the other. But yeah, they were really my go-to guys. And is it Jimmy Snookerfly? Snookerfly, Jimmy Snooker
Jimmy Superfly Snooker. Yeah.
um, versus Macho Man Randy Savage. I think WrestleMania 13 was it? That was one of my go-to things if I need inspiration. I feel like that the perfect term of storytelling, and yeah,
Oh,
sounds
Jimmy
weird.
and Ricky the Steamboat.
Yes, Ricky the Steamboat. I
No,
can
no,
never remember.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky the Steamboat. That's some of the comments right now. Oh my God. Yes, at WrestleMania 3, the unbelievable match. It holds up quite well. Uh, maybe less George Animal still because I rewatched it. I ain't watched it in years, and it was like the build-up to WrestleMania matches on YouTube, and I watched it again. I was like, some of it's really fucking good still, but it's the George Animal still stuff. I'm like, oh, I know he was involved and stuff, and the feud at the time, but yeah,
Oh, trust me, man. But ultimately, even if I need to take inspiration, I look around them type of wrestling matches. That's again my go-to. Uh,
yeah.
in fact, when I face Bruce Bravo, February 7th,
We'll come
that
back
is
to
going
that, by the way.
to
We will plug that match and promote it. You can go in detail about not yet, maybe 5 more minutes.
it's so cool.
But
It's
I'm
so
quite
cool.
interested in talking about your wrestling origins and the backyard and basically your career, mate. But before we do touch on rock and roller, because it's a big subject for us,
Hmm.
Harley, tell me about some of your personal career highlights. You even talked about your family's involvement now, with them wearing t-shirts and your love
Honestly,
for the ex-wrestling. But I want to just clarify a bit more on your personal highlights, mate.
Well, if I was to go into personal, not just wrestling as well. Before I met my wife, funny enough, my now wife, I was in such a really bad place, and my wrestling, it went spiraling down. Like after taking a break from it because drama, politics, this, that, and the other, I
Mhm.
got in there, and I didn't train. I just threw myself in. I had terrible matches while I was on I was on drugs left, right, and centre. If I was to be straight up with you. I have wrestled completely hammered to the point where I spewed up under a ring at one point. It was terrible. And it led into a point where I had a hardcore match, but I knocked myself out in 10 seconds. And I still tried to carry on.
How did you knock yourself out in this match?
Um, we had a spot where he threw me into a brick wall, and I did not protect myself. I just went straight into it. Again, it was another case of, well, can I say what drug I was using or can't I?
You can give a hint. You can use a nickname, but not the
Okay.
actual word.
Right. I was on a lot of white stuff. I thought it was Christmas in September. And yeah, man. And I was so off my head on it. It
Yeah.
I even went out to the ring, not really knowing what I was doing. I was acting so high and confident. You know that time where Jeff Hardy came out and faced Sting and it ended in like 10 seconds?
Picture Road when he was just off his tits.
I,
Yeah.
I was not at that point, but I was on the brim. And that after that happened and me knocking myself out, I kind of I had a bit of a reevaluation. I'm muddling up my words, but you know what I mean. I got completely off drugs, and after that happened, and I went back into wrestling. My now wife was one of the first people who came down to see my show with my family. And it was, tell you what, I faced Champagne Charlie on my first show back. It was after COVID as well. And me and Champagne Charlie, we did kind of tear the house down in terms of like it was a not as known brand,
Yeah.
but we had enough followers there. And people even said we got match of the night and it like reminded them of 80s back then and but yeah, that was me completely clean and I was improving as time was getting on while training, but it was brilliant. And then my whole family was coming down to each one of my shows after that. And then it kind of made me feel like, well, the whole family is beside me. And then my wife had my daughter.
Yeah.
And after we had the daughter, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to call myself the family man because if I didn't have them by my side, I probably wouldn't have known what I would have done to myself because of,
Since we're talking about you in past tense, that's the thing.
yeah. Oh, trust me, man. Like, yeah, that's why I call myself family man because it kind of it is true. That is exactly who I am, and without them, I would say I'll honestly be lost in some sense.
I really respect you telling me that and open up. Just sort of pinning back a little bit.
Oh,
I always ask the guest before if there's anything you don't want to talk about or anything sort of just ignore
oh,
and for
I'm
you to be
looking
open
good.
about that. And I didn't really know sort of the extent of your issues and the fact that you have received your redemption and you've overcome it and
Oh,
acknowledge that was a bad time and it wasn't where you was in your best place and yeah, pretty scary for you
trust
and
me,
your friends
I
and
was in
family.
a terrible place. I because of that, because of what I'd done to myself, I know I ruined a lot of wrestling for myself
Yeah.
to the point where a lot of promoters turned a bit of a blind eye to me, which I do totally understand. And like, only thing I'm kind of focusing on now in terms of wrestling is kind of redeeming and proving I'm not that type of person anymore. I've moved on. Like, uh, as I said earlier, I lost over £100 recently, which is one of the it is phenomenal to do, especially in the time that I've done it, because I wanted to put myself in probably one of the best shapes possible for having a well for wrestling, and kind of putting myself out there. I want to put myself on the map. Like that's just what I want to do.
Yeah,
And
I
before I
respect
hit
that, mate.
40,
And you've got Rock and Roll Pro Wrestling, and yeah, this is a great example of there is a happy ending to your story.
honestly, rock and roller pro wrestling. Am I allowed to touch on that as well now?
So essentially, let's move on to Rock and Roll Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling. So Slam Anthem Live is sold out. I said this at the beginning of the
Yeah.
show. The event takes place at YMCA Romford on the
Yeah.
7th February. Oh God, I got a bit lost then. 7th of February, Saturday, and you being the co-owner, I want to
Yeah.
know how you and co-founder Shanbei Charlie, who you've mentioned, he's been on the show before, and it's no secret he's a very, very good friend of mine. How did you come up with Rock and Roller Pro Wrestling? Tell me the origins, mate.
Right. This is going to go into not deep, but after I've proved myself that I'm a lot better than I was back then, I was
Yeah,
putting on some pretty, I'm not going to say best matches, but some pretty good matches. I was facing some pretty good people. Yet, despite showing that I was worth a lot more, that people tried booking me as a jobber, as like, I just was expected to lose every single match.
yeah,
And with your family there, with just about your friends there as well, it kind of demotivates you. And not only did I not see that happen to myself, it was happening to people that I wrestled with that were phenomenal at what they do. And what kind of well, blew the casket in me, or however you say it, I can never tell my words
that's
straight.
cool. That's cool.
I wrestled a six-man tag, and because I sold, I think, 12% of their tickets, uh, I we came to an agreement that I was going to be the last man eliminated in a six-man tag team match. It was a weird match where it was like three teams, two on each end, yeah. And then I arrived there show day, and the promoter said to me, "Oh, you're being second one eliminated." With my whole family there,
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? I need to make a home, like for not just me, but for other wrestlers, people who I know are being let down, this, that, and the other. So I started that. I had the ideas in my head. We didn't know the name or anything. And then I said to Charlie, look, do you want to do this with me? Because I've got to be real. Like, Charlie is one of my best friends as well.
yeah,
And in terms of wrestling, I think he's been one of the most realist ones you can get, and says it how it is. So
definitely.
that's how that came about. Uh, we even used ChatGPT to see if we can get a good logo going, but in the end, let's just say we had to get somebody to do it for us because
The logo's cool, by the way. I do really like it. It's pretty
mate,
sick. Very eye-catching straight away. Just boom, see the poster.
mate, honestly, like, but in terms of when that was kicking off, we thought, yeah, we're probably just going to sell between 60 to 80 tickets, mainly relying on family and friends, this, that, and the other. And as soon as I'm going to say this, as soon as the poster was announced, we were selling tickets straight away, which was getting a bit crazy. Um, and as time was getting on, well, yeah, it was getting a bit mad. Like VIP tickets, they went, I think, within 2 weeks, and then the
And you
card got
barely had
released.
any matches. Did you at this time? I actually can't recall now because it's been a few weeks. Well, about 2, 3 months ago, wasn't it? Did you actually have any matches or any wrestlers officially announced?
Uh, I had few wrestlers on the roster for a
Yeah,
roster, but in the end, I could not use them. I'm not going to say why,
okay.
but I could not use them in the end. But we did have a few matches in the plans, and then it all went, yeah. But
It
it is
happens.
what it is. Yeah, but I think we only announced like 3 matches at the time, and then like ticket start sales just went gradually started going up and up and up. I was getting like chuffed about this. Like I was getting so emotional because me personally, I would never see myself doing something like this. And well, to sell out something as much as as well as it was going. And then the YMCA pretty much said, like, can you get some more seats in?
Yeah,
After finding out, I was like, I'll try my best. I had no expectations, and I'm not going to say the amount of tickets sold. Will be announced on the day, but we have. I think I'm going to say this. Like when the third match got announced, I think that's when the ticket sales literally got to the point where there was only 20 remaining, and I think after there was, I think when we got to like the month and a half left, was it? That's when we was at like 95% sold or something.
crazy, isn't it?
Oh, either way, I'm going to say this flat out. I Rock and Roller Pro Wrestling, it has outsold a lot of wrestling promotions on their debut show.
Yeah,
And I'll say this, like I in terms of advertising, I wanted to stick on it and keep it posted because a lot of wrestling promoters they think, oh, if they release a poster, it's gonna sell tickets like that.
yeah.
But
Like
it
it's Field of Dreams. If you build it, it will come. Like, no, no.
no.
Social media is your best friend when it comes to
Oh,
promoting.
trust me. So I just kept on like I make posts every single day on the Rock and Roller page. I announce the roster. Like as you can tell, I had a few match changes. Like I've still got one to announce that I'm going to be doing today. Well, as the time of recording. And you know what? I think that's probably going to be one of the most exciting ones because I got a former WWE star in that said match. So happy days.
Sweet
But
mate, sweet. Yeah, no, no, I'll let you
it's
finish, mate.
it, honestly, I'm so chuffed about this because, again, I never expected this. Well, Champagne Charlie never expected this. And as soon as we sold out, I got very emotional to my wife, to be honest with you. Like,
As you should, mate. You should, mate. It's a
oh,
hell of an achievement. Like I said in
yeah,
the group chat, like I said, I've seen companies, savage ones, and I actually remember the company's name now. They're not around, so I can
yeah,
say the name, XWA, and
yeah,
they literally promoted the show, and it had Chris Hero in it. Just released the WWE logo on there. So you think, okay, it's going to attract some people to Chelmsford, and I went because I was a big Chris Hero fan. Chelmsford's not that far from me. 10 people there, if that. I mean, I still enjoyed it because I got to speak to him a little bit longer because there's no one around him. But it's just a prime example. It's mental, like how you've marketed it, and I think you've got the right talent. You've got some good
yeah.
graphic works. Alan, he's doing some really good
Oh,
stuff.
trust me, Alan, when he first sent me the images, I was a bit hit and miss, but I think within such a short time of him doing it, he's improved so well.
Yeah,
He's been phenomenal, to be honest with you. And knowing that he has got some disabilities, well, I've got some myself, but knowing he has what he's got wrong with him, yet he's achieved so much for us within a short time. My hat is off to him every day of the week, and he is a fantastic person.
deserves his flowers, doesn't he?
And I'll always have a special place for him because, again, he's a great guy, all
Yeah.
in all.
We're not going to go review the matches because I'm going to be doing a separate video for that. Also, in case you missed it, I'm going to be doing commentary as well. So I'm looking forward to it. So some people heard me on DKW Academy shows before. So I will be doing play by play. So I'm looking quite forward to it. Should be good. Doing it with Dan the man from HCW. So that'll be good. His first time doing it, so I'll do my best to guide him, even though I've been in it for a short period myself. But we talk a lot, so he's a nice person. So I'm sure we'll have fun and good God Almighty, rock and roller, God gave rock and roll. Oh God, you can tell I'm a JR fan. But mate, so tell me
Yeah,
about who's going to be there. What can fans expect at the YMCA in Rochford? As we're going to wrap this up.
Rochford.
Romford, my bad.
Right, what are you going to expect? You're going to see some amazing wrestling. You're going to see me wrestle, which is probably the best thing you can do. No, I'm joking. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'll try my best to put on a show for everyone. Um, you're going to see some really great matches. We got some awesome things in stock. Once the triple threat gets announced, that's going to be exciting. The main event, I'm going to talk about him for a second. Logan Bain. He's one of the most underrated wrestlers you could ever meet. He's always been such a great, not just a ticket seller, great athlete. He's such a great wrestler, but another case of been let down. So you know what? I'm going to put him in the main event, and that's exactly what I
Yeah.
done. But we are going. It's going. It's going to be great. Like we got somebody performing at the show. We've
It's because
got.
say we've got like a live band. It's not just wrestling, which I mean, it's great. Yeah, that shows you one, but this is what's going to separate it from other companies. You know,
Oh,
in that area.
yeah. We are planning for every show to have a band performing as well. The show afterwards, we're turning it into a music session after that. So, have a few drinks in, standard stuff.
Really, definitely will, definitely will, mate.
We are going to stand out so much from most wrestling companies, and that is the aim. And I'm going to make sure 100% that happens,
Mm.
but it means necessary.
Mate, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I'm honoured to be doing
Mm.
commentary for the debut show. So thank you for approving it. You know, Champagne Charlie, thank you for putting my name out there. You know, he's always been great to me, the podcast, and just anything wrestling related. So got a lot of time for him. I'm going to ask you one last question to wrap up
Yeah,
this interview. It's actually to do with your match at Rock and
yeah.
Roller. So please tell me about your heavyweight championship tournament showdown with Bruce Bravo next month. Not
In
in
fact,
Watford.
can I grab something just to put on the
Go for it.
camera's display? One
Oh,
second.
mate, I think I know you're gonna grab it. No way, it's a family show. I'm not gonna edit this bit out.
Oh, my dog's in frame. Sorry, boy. Oh, you know, this bad boy.
Man, it's wicked, isn't it? I
Oh,
love it.
mate. So, basically, I weren't even meant to be in that tournament, to be honest with you. But we were struggling to put the right people in there and build it up a little bit. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I put myself in there? I've never been in a situation like that. Why don't I do it? So that's what happened. And Bruce Bravo, though, phenomenal wrestler. He is one of the best in the UK, and despite he's not really been wrestling for too long, he's such a great wrestler. I I can't even deny it. So it's going to be a massive challenge for myself, and I'm going to expect like some pure Class A fireworks out of that show. Well, that match.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Every match is something different. It's gonna be a good card. There will be more detailed review of the card later this month. So if you do give me a follow on my social media handles, you'll be able to see what's lined up. But also, if you want to check out what's going to be there, if you haven't got a ticket ready, unfortunately, you cannot get one. You can join a waiting list, but there will be a possibility it might be uploaded, separate matches, maybe the full show. But I'll let Harley sign off on this. So, Harley, if the fans want to keep up to date with Rock and Roller Pro Wrestling, maybe like next shows, future shows, fingers crossed. I'm pretty confident with what you've done with this debut show, and it's not even happened yet. So, plug away, mate. Say what you're going to say, even about yourself. But the
Okay.
end is here.
All right. Let me tell you this straight up. Even if you was could not attend that show, 2 weeks before that show goes, well, before that show's happening, we are officially announcing the show after. It will be a 3 month, 3.5 wait, but the fact is, like, you need to do them type of things to get some great names in, work around people's calendars,
Yeah.
and all in all, make it an absolute great show for everyone involved. But we'll be announcing it again 2 weeks beforehand. And if you cannot attend that upcoming show, which fair play, and there is a long waiting list. Like when I saw today, there was 30 people on a waiting list. Which, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
madness, man. It's madness. Debut show.
awful.
Not happened yet. That's crazy.
I know. So there will be a perfect opportunity to grab the tickets for the show after in just a few weeks, actually.
Where can they find you on social media? Rock and roller.
Well, if they want to find Rock and Roller, you can find me on TikTok. Well, find the brand on TikTok, find it on Instagram, find it on Facebook. We ain't even done our YouTube page yet, to be honest with you. We've got to do that soon because, we've got a live camera crew
Alan,
here.
you know what you got to do now, mate?
Oh, trust me. Like, I'm not even a social media person. I don't
Yeah,
even have Facebook.
the promotion's been brilliant for that, mate. It's been brilliant. Rock and roller pro wrestling. I think it's one of
Trust
the.
me.
I think it is actually the first thing that does come up when you search for it on Google,
Yeah.
Instagram, not YouTube yet, but TikTok. It does even have a TikTok account. So, and
If you
there's a
want to see
belt as
me
well.
win this, if you want to see me win this belt, I advise you come down on February 7th or watch it online when it gets posted because that is the plan.
No, let's go, mate. Heavily, I see it's
Oh,
inspired by the Smoker Skull belt Austin had in '99. It looks awesome. I'm looking forward to the show. I love the logo, the presentation. Yeah, there's a lot of hype going into this. The people involved in it. I applaud everyone that's doing their thing and their part to contributing to. Hopefully, I say hopefully, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a successful show. So, Harley, it's first time speaking to you. Well, we spoke on WhatsApp for a bit, but speaking to you on camera. But I look forward to meeting you in February 7th. YMCA, not Rochford, because I was trying to think at Rock and Roller, mate. It's going to be awesome, and we'll have a beer after the show, mate. So that'll be good. You all
yeah,
might have an
sounds
AU
good.
vodka, but hopefully not, because
Oh no,
it's horrible.
it is. I mean, I hate to advertise for AU, but I do have a fair amount of bottles. Get my
I just
sponsorship in.
no, not a big fan of it, mate. But I'll wrap up the show, mate. Harley, where can the fans find you as a wrestling talent on social media?
TikTok and Instagram. Funny enough, I don't even have Facebook. I'm not a social media guy, but my wife will set that up for me because my wife runs all my stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Give Harley a follow on TikTok and Instagram. I would highly recommend it. See what he's got lined up as well. It isn't just rock and roller, but him being a family man as well. It's worth a shout. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, give me a follow on my social media handles. They'll be in the description below. Welcome to 2026, and we're back with a bang. Rock and roller, pro wrestling. Looking forward to it. See you soon. Take care.